Diary of an Eligible Bachelor. Diary of a fucked up suitor. Lost highway. Diary of an Eligible Bachelor. Day 60 of my current relationship. I am still not close to satisfaction with her behavior at all. I pray she's good today. I pray she changes, or else I'll be the one changing her soon. I have almost had enough. She's pretty, yes, but sometimes beauty ain't just enough.
Million Christian Zionists who are totally insane and believe that Armageddon.
Stand that we make today on the conditions that the 2/3 of the Palestinian population that are not represented in this deal do have a voice.
With posters and placards in hand.
And rescue workers in Britain have found the body of one of the 4 miners trapped in a flooded coal mine in South Wales.
If they want a one-state solution, if they want a two-state solution, whatever they want, it is up to them. So it doesn't give nobody the right to veto what they want. This is part of democracy.
But not only do I support their rights, which are being trampled on and have been for over 60 years by Israel and the Zionist movement, I feel a special obligation.
Similar protests took place in other cities across the country and around the globe.
On this International Day of Democracy, protesters marched here to the White House to demand from the Obama administration that their tax dollars stop going to the Israeli government.
Rabbis with the Jews United Against Zionism also took part in the event.
Baby, what's wrong? Are you angry?
Why shouldn't I be? Morning is far gone. I've got an appointment at 10 o'clock. And there is no breakfast.
Oh God, baby. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh God, Jesus. I'm sorry. Jesus, oh my God. Huh? What kind of thing is this? What is this? Hey, what is this? Sorry. So this makes sense.
Girlfriends everywhere. Not a single wife in sight.
You're still not angry with me, are you?
Yes, I am. Shouldn't I be?
There you go again, getting angry at every little mistake I make. Baby, I need to go out with the car. I want to check out an advert placement I made in Tops magazine.
I have an appointment by 10 a.m.
I won't be long. I'll be back soon before you know it. Please. Thanks, sweetheart.
Bread.
You! Hey! You! Look at you. I can see that you're crazy. I don't want to give birth to a stupid red hawker like you. So don't teach you how to cross the road. Or that you're so irritated with your terrible life that you've chosen today to die. And you want to make me the unfortunate victim who will be saddled with the responsibility of burying you when you die. Because I'm the one who chose to knock you down.
I'm sorry.
And you! What's wrong with you? Can't you see that this is a busy road? How dare you stand on one side of the road and call out to cross over to sell bread to you? What? Because you're the president or what? I'm talking to you!
Excuse me?
Huh? Don't you know when I sell bread? Supermarkets. Say it! Supermarkets. Say it! How can a well-dressed man like you be buying bread from the roadside anyway?
Excuse me?
Oh, you want to claim you're right. You want to make excuses and claim that you're right. Huh? Alright, let's do it. Let's argue it out. Since when has it become the order of the day for you to stand on one side of the road, call her to cross over and sell bread to you? I'm talking to you! Huh?
Please don't mind her, okay? I see you've got nothing else to do but quarrel today. You have time.
I've got time. I will show you that I have time to because you don't know what you're doing. You're very stupid! Next time buy bread from a supermarket, not on the roadside! Stupid cow! You're very lucky I'm in a hurry. If not, I would have stood here till I'm finished with you, idiot! Is full of mad people. Can you imagine one idiot almost walked into the front of my car? So I had to stop to tell him off. Then I remembered I had to bring the car back for you so you can go out. Are you late? What time is your appointment? Baby, are you angry with me? Answer me now, eh? How can you be angry with me for the second time this morning? Okay, if you're not angry with me, kiss me, kiss. Okay, peg. Peg. Small, small peg, baby, small. Baby, oh yeah, hug me now. Hug me now. I'm your baby, oh, I'm your sweetheart.
Before, give me the car keys. And if you still want to go with me, please go in and go and get ready. Hurry up.
I'll be with you in 10 minutes, okay? I'm sorry. Love you. Oops, sorry. I'll be with you in 10 minutes, I promise. I will not waste time. I'll be out now.
Girlfriends everywhere. Girlfriends everywhere. Not a single wife in sight.
When did you even finish? Sweetheart, sorry. My body spray finished.
Is that what is delaying you?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Are you not taking a handbag?
Oh, okay, give me a minute. And disappear when you need it. Why is this small black handbag, for Christ's sake? Sweetheart, did you see my small black handbag?
No. You know what? Let me just go out. You don't have to come.
Sweetheart, wait for me now. Eh? These days you don't like taking me anywhere. And I'll be looking for one to come with you on this one. Can you imagine? This stupid small black handbag wants to cause problem for me. Wants to become Satan to me this morning. Hey.
This is not morning. Eh? The appointment is 4. Look, it's past 12.
I know, baby. Tell them we'll be there at 1 PM max. I'm looking for this bag because I want to look good for you before your business partners now. Eh?
Is that the only handbag you have? This wardrobe is full of bags. Eh?
I know, but I want that one. That small black handbag. It's a shoulder bag. It will complement my outfit. It will go very well. Eh? Help me now. Help me and search, baby. All you're doing is just standing there and hurrying me up. Come on, help me. It's not fair.
I told you my appointment was for 10 o'clock. You left this house at 9 AM. You came back at 11 AM just to get a gossip magazine. It took you 2 hours.
I told you what happened now. I couldn't find the magazine and I went from place to place searching. It's not my fault. Then one stupid idiot hawker jumped into the front of my car. Baby, I told you. Help me now, help me. Baby, help me.
Did you keep the bag under the bed?
There's no harm in searching. I'm just searching. I'm just searching. Maybe I threw it, flung it under a space or something. Baby, help me now. Help me. Help me. Don't stand there. Just help me. Bend down. Check there. Check.
I can't believe it's taking you over an hour to get ready.
Baby, you're the one nagging now. After you say I'm the one who nags. I'm just looking for this bag now, and please, what kind of thing wants to cause problem between me and my boyfriend this morning? Sweetheart, are you going? Don't go without me. Wait for me. I'm coming. Hey, Jesus. What is this one? Open, Joe. Is it because you know you're fine and because you know I want to carry you? That's why you're doing shakara. This stupid small handbag. Where are you now? Eh? Baby? Sweetheart? Wait for me, What is it? Sweetheart, where are you taking me to? You're hurting me! Emeka, what is it? Where are you taking me to? What is it? Where are you taking me to? Baby, what's going on now? Why did this stand for you? What is it? Emeka, stop! What?
Who dropped the bag there?
What bag? Oh my God. I went out with it this morning. I forgot. Baby, I'm sorry now. Forgive me now. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go now, baby. You'll be late for your appointment too.
What? we're halfway there. The distance from here to the meeting venue is the same as the distance from here to the house. So when we get, you know, we're having the meeting at the restaurant. So when we get there, you can eat yourself at the toilet.
God forbid and get infection from the toilet. Baby, please. Just turn around and take me home. And if you don't want to wait for me, that's fine. You can go and leave me. I need to use the toilet.
Go for. It took you more than 2 hours to get ready. Why didn't you use yourself when you were in the house?
I wasn't pressed then. Well, so much just like I told and sit down.
At this rate, I'm going to go bankrupt because I'm dating you. My life has turned upside down ever since I met you. Every appointment that I have, I either go in late or I don't show up at all, thanks to you. All my secrets are out there because you cannot keep this your mouth shut. This car, when I wanted to buy it, that's how all your friends knew about it. Even when I went to the bank to go and withdraw money to buy the car, your friends knew about it through BlackBerry pinging. If I tell you that I'm broke now, within 5 minutes, all your friends will find out through BlackBerry. Now I shouldn't go for a meeting because you want to shit. Do you want to ruin me?
So now I'm the problem, eh? I'm the problem in your life. Just because I'm asking you to do a little thing for me. Just take me back and so that I can use the toilet. Now you're saying I'm the problem in your life.
Now the people that are waiting for me at the meeting, they have nothing else to do but to wait for me for 3 hours. That's fine, no problem. Take the car, go to the house and go and do whatever you want to do. When you finish, come and pick me.
Baby, I'm sorry now. Did you hear me?
I've heard. Listen, just go back to the house and do what you have to do. When you're done, come back and pick me up from the meeting.
I really want to be a good girlfriend to you so you can stop complaining. It's just that I don't know what is wrong with me sometimes. I'm sorry.
Alright.
Sir.
Is Kofo in this house?
Chide inside, Oga. I never see her go out again since you came back. Chide inside.
You're sure?
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Kofo! Kofo!
So sorry. Have you been knocking for long? Don't be angry now. Eh? Is it for every little thing you'll be getting angry? I said I'm sorry.
Were you not supposed to come and pick me up from the meeting?
No, you said you'd take a taxi.
Taxi was for going for the meeting. You were supposed to come home and ease yourself and then come back to pick me up from the meeting.
We did not decide that, Emeka. You did not ask me to pick you up. You said you'd take a taxi. And I assumed you'd take a taxi back home too after your meeting.
Are you for real? Okay, I hear you.
Baby. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. I lied. I was just looking for a way not to take the blame.
No, I lied. At no point did we discuss that you can't pick me up. So don't worry. I lied.
Baby, you're not lying. Okay? I'm sorry I didn't pick you up. I just got tired and I wanted to rest for a bit and then I slept off.
That goes to show how much you care.
Now what for this my relationship? Everything is trouble. Eh? I raise my hand, trouble. I open my mouth, trouble. I rest small because I'm tired. I close my eyes just for a little bit. I'm a human being now. Eh? Trouble still. So what is it? Tell me, I'm getting tired though.
Can I see you for a minute?
Just a moment. Yes, darling.
Before we came here, I told you I have just 80,000 naira. So what are you doing?
What am I doing now?
Pack the things that you've bought so far and let's pay for them. I don't want to be embarrassed.
I'm still within range. You said you have 80,000 naira, didn't you?
And I have to buy petrol in the car from there.
Oh, no problem. You'll buy petrol.
And to see this one.
Oh, let me see. It's nice.
Everything is 150,000 naira.
Baby, it's 150. Do you have some more money on you?
Madam, reduce everything till it's about 75,000. That's all we have to pay for today's shop.
Oh my God.
Why? You don't have enough money.
Madam, I said reduce it.
So, which one will I remove and which one will I keep?
Ah, no, not that one now. I like this dress. Come on, put it back. I want this.
Which one will I remove then?
No, not this one. I like this one. I like all of them. Not this one. I like this dress.
Remove them.
Sorry. Oh my God, I don't understand.
We are more. Remove more. So you have just 60,000. You want to buy the 150,000. Madam, remove more.
Sorry.
More.
Okay. No, I like this one now. I don't like this thing. Which one will I remove? Which one will I keep? I don't like this thing. I don't like it.
I said I have only 75,000 to pay for the shopping. 75,000. Remove the clothes. More. Remove them, madam.
I'm serious. Do you know he asked the shop owner to return 5,000 naira worth of clothes? I'm not joking. I was so embarrassed. I wanted the floor to open up and swallow me. And of course, Emeka just stood there less concerned, unperturbed like a high priest and watched everything happen.
That is so stingy of him. Didn't he have his ATM card on him? He could have just easily dashed out and got the money. What a man.
Emeka is so stingy. Exactly. But Michael will never do such a thing to me. This your guy self. What kind of a man is he? There is something so uncanny about him. Like someone who's just trying to prove a point or something.
There's nothing wrong with Emeka. That's how he is. Oh, he knows how to make love though. And for that, I forgive him all his sins.
Oh, please. Spare me that. And he makes good love. A stingy man can never make good love. He is stingy about everything. He is stingy about how many orgasms you are allowed to have. You're allowed to have just one. Too much pleasure is not good for a girl. He doesn't want you to shout out with joy, "Henny!" Because he don't want. I see that.
Kofo, are you discussing me with your friends? I asked you a question. Are you laughing at me with your friends? Making fun of me? I'm going to kill her for this. Gosh. So he has come to assembling all the frustrated spinsters in this town, in my own house, and gossiping about me. I'm going to kill her for this. End game.
I don't know why you're following me. I don't know why you're following me in the car. You didn't let me sleep all night. All you did was complain about this or that. Finally, you implied you want a breakup, which I'm giving to you. So I don't know why you're following me. Kofo is scattered. Kofo is disorganized. Kofo demands too much attention.
Kofo is so talkative. Kofo talks about me disrespectfully to her friends. Kofo divulges all my secrets. Kofo is annoying. Kofo is scattered brain.
Really?
Yes!
All this for me?
And contrary to what you might think, I didn't come out here to ask you to stay or to remain in my life. Everything I said last night, I meant it. It is over between us. I came out here to watch you leave. I came out here to make sure that the saddest phase in my life has come to an end. I came out here to make sure that it's true, that I am not dreaming.
So be it. You don't deserve me anyway. You never did.
Hey, Kofo.
What?
Don't make this messier than it already is, okay? I got over you long time ago before I asked us to break up officially.
Whatever. I'm over you already too.
Hey!
What?
Listen, I am going to get me a better girl.
You wish! Good riddance to bad nonsense! Stupid house! Stupid man! Fool! I hate you!
You smiled at me as if you've known each other for ages.
Yeah, it's my nature. I always smile.
That's nice. Anyway, I'm Emeka. I basically do contracts.
Katrina. I'm a lawyer.
Nice. Katharina, that's German, right?
Yeah, actually I was born in Germany. Hamburg to be precise.
It's good. It was nice to meet you.
You too then.
You normally come to wash your car here?
Yeah.
Where's the boyfriend to bring the car? I mean, it's weekend, he should be free.
I do not have a boyfriend, my dear.
What? Where are the guys looking?
I wonder.
I see. What are you eating?
I had a very good time. Thanks for bringing me out here.
Oh wow, I should be the one saying that. Listen, let's... Do you know the meaning of electric?
What?
Thunderbolt.
I've never done this before. Jump in bed with a man I met less than 5 days ago. It's strange. I'm scared. But I guess that's what we do when we have feelings. With some people, you lose your guard so easily. While with others, you take a little more time with your heart. And also with others, you never lose your guard. But with you, I lost mine. And I feel so ashamed of myself. But I'm happy. I'm happy because it's you. I don't know what it is about you, but whatever it is, I feel so comfortable. I feel so safe with you. Should I be? Should I stay? Because I'm safe? Or should I run away? Amy, if you tell me to run away, I will run away. Because I'm not safe with you. Because your heart is not where I can live.
You don't know who this man is. I'm an eligible bachelor who gave up hope of finding the perfect partner. That was until I met you. Now I know my search is over. So I'll ask you the same questions that you asked me. Should I stay because you're safe? Or should I run? If you ask me to run, I'll run so fast. Because I know that you're not safe for me. I'm so happy.
You know, you're like... You're the most romantic woman I've ever met in my life. Yeah. What are you doing here?
I think I'm pregnant.
Look, stop slanging with me and joking with me.
I'm not joking with you. So, do you want me back?
Look, I told you it was over between us, okay? Besides, I'm happy. I'm in a relationship.
You're not by any chance talking about your relationship with Katrina, are you?
Are you having me followed? You're poking your nose in my business?
I don't have to follow you to know about your relationship with Katrina. Girls know girls.
Do you think you're the only one Katrina is dating? Wake up and smell the coffee, my dear. You'll never find another Kofu in your life.
That's right.
God forbid it. I don't want to find another Kofu. I barely survived dating one. And you, it's none of your business. Listen, you can go ahead and have the baby. I don't care. Send me the bills. That's if the DNA test says I'm the baby daddy.
Whatever! Fuck you!
I've got Katrina. I don't want you.
Whatever!
Like it, you can tell me I'm making.
Says who? You are the best cook in the whole world.
Oh baby, you flatter me so much. What would I do without you? I love you.
I love you too. Katrina, where are you?
I'm in my house. How are you, darling?
I called you earlier.
Yeah, I know. I saw a missed call from you, but I didn't hear my phone ring. I'm sure I was engrossed in one or two things. Are you okay? You sound a bit unusual.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, baby, go on.
Are you seeing someone else? Are you dating someone else? I mean, apart from me.
No. Why'd you ask?
Never mind.
No, tell me.
No, never mind. I'll tell you when I see you. Am I still seeing you tomorrow?
Yes, baby. Of course, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me so far.
Are you sure?
Yes, of course, baby. If there is anything better, I'll have to think really hard to remember what it is.
What is going on here? Who is this? I just asked you a question, Katrina. Who is this man?
Oh, just shut up, girl. Shut up! I have a reason. I have a reason for all this. Men are bullshits. Men are like dogs. I have been cheated on. I have been betrayed. Not once, not twice, not even 3 times. And I've sworn never to give my loyalty to any man. So, I became who I became. Smile and have a sugar-coated tongue that says the word I love you like I mean it. I keep my heart safe and play their games. I don't need money. I'm a very comfortable lawyer. I don't need a house. I don't need cars. You might ask, what do I gain from all this? I gain satisfaction that I cheat on men for a change. I gain joy that I'm using you, just as I see the pain in your eyes right now. I am so glad that another heart has been broken by me. Now, Gil, out.
I'm still lost. This drama is very confusing. What is going on here?
Gil, I said get out. You and I, we're done. Out now.
This crap. I mean, it's bullshit. What has gotten into you? You should have been explaining to me and not telling me to get out of your house.
Okay, you need an explanation, yeah? Fine. You see the other man that just left my house now? I have been cheating on both you and him. I've been telling you all the same things, the same words, the same lies. Now, do you get the picture? I toyed with your emotions. Now, Gil, get out now.
You see what? You are insane.
Exactly, I know. If you do not leave my house now, I will call my police TPO friend and claim molestation. Musa, Wale, Ike, and all the other men I've loved in my life. I will never forgive you for what you've made me. A vicious seductress.
Gonna kill me. Shit. Katrina can be a fake. Katrina can be a fake. It's gonna kill me.
Diary of a suitor on a lost highway. Another day, another pain. This one will be the death of me. How could Katharina be a fake? I hate this life.
Wow. I thought I was the only grown-up who comes here during weekdays. And you're handsome too. And lost in thought. Did you lose your 9-to-5 job?
I beg your pardon?
I said it is rare to find a young man right here in this park with his hand on his jaw like he's lost his regular job. And you're handsome too. Hey. Hold on. You don't work out on a woman of my caliber?
I don't like women.
Oh, so you like men then?
God forbid.
Why will God forbid? If you don't like women, then you like men. It's a simple logic.
You know what? I came to this park to be by myself. I need some peace and quiet. Okay?
Oh. Hey! Oh my God! Hey. I'm sorry. So, you live here?
Yeah, sure. It's my place.
But you live here and you don't have a car?
I have a car. I just chose to walk today. I needed to think.
Oh, what are you thinking about?
You don't expect me to tell you that. No, do you?
Well then, stop thinking. Anyway, do you want to keep in touch?
Do you?
080-333-43184. Get your phone. 080?
Don't worry, I got it the first time.
Ah, impressive. I like that. So, I mean, you have my number and I know your house, so we'll take it up from there.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll see you then.
All right.
Bye. Okay.
Bye. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I've been looking for. At last, I'll write this date in my diary. Yeah.